unless you're improving, it's really hard to keep your motivation. I'm on the fence about going to New Zealand, going to Vancouver or Toronto. Which country should I go? Time and money. This is the whole discussion. Is this the right timing, or do I have enough money? Is it really gonna be worth it? These three things, right? I'm thinking about it, and you will also think about it before you go abroad. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like my English is getting rusty, but like getting worse. I don't really have friends to speak English with. Like most of my foreign friends living in Japan, they can speak Japanese, and that's the problem. They want to practice Japanese with me. We switch languages and we talk in both languages, but not all the time in English, right? When our first language is Japanese, there's no point to speaking in English. So most of the time our meeting is all in Japanese, and you know, when we hang out, of course we speak in Japanese. So like 99% of the time I speak in Japanese. This is a problem. Of course I do script method, which is this: listening to podcasts or like watching YouTube channel and just like make a script out of it, read each sentences until I actually memorize all of it. This is the script method, and I've been doing it. So I think that's the reason why I can speak English like this still. But I feel like I don't know, my English is like not improving at all. It's like just staying the same every time. The things that I'm saying, the vocabulary that I'm using, it's all the same. And I'm not really enjoying it. That's the problem. If you're watching this video, you might think, what's the problem? You can speak English. But for me, I guess unless you're improving, it's really hard to keep your motivation. But the fact is that my English has not changed at all. It's not getting better, it's not getting worse, it's just like staying the same. But I feel like it's not, because my English is not improving, I feel like it's getting worse, getting rusty. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not enjoying English for these couple of months. And I was like thinking, why am I not enjoying speaking in English? I still like English, of course, I'm英語オタク, because it's getting easy. Pretty much most of the conversation I can get over. I can handle with my current vocabulary skill. So now one thing in my mind, I really want to go abroad. I need to go abroad for my motivation. For you guys who are watching this video, don't get me wrong. It's possible to improve your English in Japan. You don't have to go abroad. It's not the only way to improve your English. Okay? This is only my case. For me personally, I get the motivation when I'm in different countries and speaking in English, like on a daily basis, not for 1 or 2 hour practice time. No, every single day, if I speak English, my motivation gets to the maximum level. I needed it. So this year, I need to spare some time and go abroad. The question is when and how and which country, and how much money should I prepare beforehand? There are so many things that I have to think about just to go abroad. If it is like a 1 month or 2 months or 3 months experience, I have to think about the visa, I have to think about the place to stay, I have to think about what to do over there. It's so much hassle. It's so めんどくさい. But if I stay like this, I can't enjoy English. So I feel like in order to keep our motivation to study English, somehow we need an opportunity. We need some opportunity to go abroad. This is only my personal idea, so don't get me wrong. But this is currently what I'm thinking. When I first went abroad for the first time in my entire life, I was 高校2年生, 16. I actually deeply regret it. When I went there, when I went to New Zealand, halfway through the studying abroad, probably 4th or 5th month, I started to regret, why am I here? Why did I not study English enough? Why did I not practice English that hard in the first year when I was in high school, still in Japan? Because everything was too hard. Because at that time I was completely lost. My English hasn't been improving at all, and I didn't even know what to do. I couldn't come up with any strategies. At that time, I was like thinking, going abroad at the early stage of learning English is not something that I would recommend because I had such a hard time over there and I don't want you guys to experience the same thing. But now I think if it is a short period of time, actually experience the real situation where people are speaking English all the time is actually essential. There are so many things in English, like as a linguistic point of view, there are so many things that's just difficult to explain. It's like a lot easier if you just actually go abroad and see and experience it by yourself, you know? Studying and learning from textbooks or your coach, your teachers, whoever, it's of course very helpful, but it's much faster and easier if you experience it. Plus you can get motivated. That's the big difference between going abroad and experiencing it and staying in Japan and like learning from textbooks. This one, my script method is the same thing. It's because it's letters. It's letters. This is also learning from the letters, learning from the book, learning from the secondary information. And yeah, and the question is where, like which country should I go? For now, I'm thinking going back to New Zealand because ever since I left New Zealand, it's been how many years? Almost 10 years, right? I miss my host family, my friends, my teachers out there, and we still keep in touch. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really good timing for us to catch up. Or visiting Vancouver again, because the mystery guy, you know, in the last video we did a little like vlog when we went to Stanley Park, went to Korean barbecue afterward and gelato place at the end. That vlog I was with mystery guy. He sent me DM recently. When are you coming back to Vancouver? I was like, I don't know. I don't have any plan. Like I'm not planning to go back to Vancouver in this year. I have too many things on my plate. And he said, there's a concert going on in Toronto and I know you've never been to Toronto. And that's true. I've never been to Toronto and I always wanted to visit. I'll show you the DM. So he was kind of like this. And then I was like, wait, what? You get the ticket already? And then he said, yeah, I already got the 2 tickets in the preset. It's like, oh, okay. That's a good reason to go back to Vancouver, visiting Toronto for the first time and take a vlog. How exciting is it? I actually like that. But he's not my boyfriend, okay? He's not my boyfriend. So I'm just like waving in between. I'm on the fence about going to New Zealand, going to Vancouver or Toronto. Which country should I go? Time and money. This is the whole discussion. Is this the right timing? Or do I have enough money? Is it really gonna be worth it? These 3 things, right? I'm thinking about it and you will also think about it before you go abroad. Time, money, and its value. As for the value, it's all depends on the person, right? For me, because I'm losing my motivation, I feel like my English is getting rusty and I don't like that and I'm not enjoying English. I don't like current myself, actually. Not enjoying English. This is not me. I want to change current version of myself. So this is the reason why this is gonna be a value for me to go abroad. But it depends on people. If you think you want to go abroad and you have the reason, if you have the reason why, then that's gonna be a value. If you have some friends that you want to desperately meet, and that's the value. If you are kind of like lost like me, you don't know how to improve your English and you feel like, oh, going abroad it would be the only way, then that's gonna be your value. Value is kind of like the reason why you want to go abroad. For me, it's my motivation. Boosting my motivation would be my value and the reason why. Second, time. For me, I need at least a month or ideally 60 days. And that's gonna be enough. That's gonna be enough to recharge my motivation. Hopefully, fingers crossed, but hopefully if I can go abroad for 2 months, I will be very, very satisfied. This is the things that I want to do. This is my ikigai. So time is most 30 to 60 days. And the next one, money. As for money, it's a good question actually. Plane ticket and place to stay and food and like transportation fees and what else? Visa. Well, some little money to buy some gifts or entry fees or like admission fees when you want to visit like some sightseeing spots, World Heritage, whatever, or some kind of thing. That's not gonna be that expensive, I guess, depending on the country though. If I want to go to New Zealand or Canada, that's not gonna be super expensive. It depends on where you stay though. If you have some friends who let you stay with them, that's gonna be perfect. But I think I can do this if I'm going to New Zealand because I have so many friends over there. But if I'm going to Vancouver, the friends I made over there when I went there last year, I think pretty much most of them were already back home or they're living in their dorm. So it's really hard to ask them to stay with them. So yeah, if I'm going to Canada, accommodation fee would be really expensive. But still, I really want to visit Canada again. So Canada is still in my bucket list. Wow, there are so many things that we have to think about just before going abroad. If I'm going to a language school, that was easier because the language school provided me everything. Place to stay, things that I have to do before I go. Very organized. And that was really easy. So if it's gonna be your first time for you to go abroad, go to language school. They're gonna prepare everything. Your SIM card, your visa, whether you're gonna live in a dorm or you're gonna choose homestay, closest and easiest transportation, and like the cultural thing, and like some dangerous places. If there's some dangerous places or dangerous people around, they're gonna let you know. And going to language school is not only about learning English, securing yourself surrounding you. Okay, but this time I'm not gonna go to a language school. I'm just gonna visit the country and enjoy the everyday life. Normal everyday life out there. That's what I want to do. I don't even know what I want to do. But yeah, for me, even I lose motivation. It's so natural. Sometimes you feel down, you don't want to do anything, you don't like English, you're not feeling motivated, you need some stimulation, you need some fresh air, you need some change. There is that kind of phase in your life, and I'm actually facing it right now. I need something right now. It doesn't feel any good. It feels awful. It feels like I'm wasting time. I'm not enjoying the current life. I'm not satisfying. So yeah, life is interesting. Sometimes you will face this kind of phase. You feel like somehow uncomfortable with this current situation, and you feel like, oh, I want some change. Once you've changed your current environment, you will face a lot of obstacles, challenges, difficulties, and then you will regret, oh, I didn't have to do this. Oh, why did I do this? You know, that's life. That's life. You have to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. Probably I might regret this decision, going abroad, enjoying myself. I'm not sure what's gonna happen in the future, but it's like I want to do what I want to do. Alright, I don't want to regret, and I don't want to waste my time. I'm not having any certain answer. Like, I'm not thinking this is the right way for sure. There's no certainty. There's no 100%. But if there's some possibilities, if I have some interest in it, I'll do it right away. This is the only timing. So this year I'm planning to go abroad again. It's gonna be whether to New Zealand or to Canada. Look forward to it. Honestly, I don't even know what I wanted to do with this video, but I'm glad I could be honest with you guys. Like, this is so me. I don't really plan to do anything. I just feel like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I'm not feeling good. Why am I not feeling good? You know, something like this. It's always unexpected, spontaneous. It's interesting. This is so me. And sometimes being natural, being myself, without deciding any title, without deciding what to do in this video, just like start filming video and talk randomly is something I don't really do. But any other YouTubers, like I've never seen any YouTubers like doing this kind of like video style. So I'm thinking like, oh, am I doing right? But then again, it's like, I'm not trying to be right. I just want to be myself, and then I just want to go to the way that I think is interesting. It doesn't have to be a right way, but it's interesting and it's valuable, and it's something that gives you sympathy. And if it is something inspiring, then I think it's worth sharing. Yeah, I hope you had some takeaway from today's video, and yeah, look forward to future video. A lot of vlogs are coming up, so stay tuned. And yes, I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.